Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Talks Machina, Campaign 2, Episode 2, the second half. I'm splitting these into two halves, and it's been about a week and a half since I watched this. I totally forgot I never finished it. I have so many things on my plate. I should write things down. I usually try to remember everything, and I usually can, but I think that just so many things are going on at once that I'm forgetting things that I think I did. I just finished part 2 of Episode 12. And I'm jumping into this. I talked to a bunch of people, and from here on, the way we're going to do Talks Machina, just so it doesn't get too far away from me, at this point, I feel like we've done 2 more episodes, and I have not even finished half of Episode 2 yet. Miranda has already been kind enough to assist me further, and even though she has already edited up to, like, Episode 5 at this point, maybe further than that, I told her, do you think we could do this? You could keep doing those at your leisure, and as you do them, I'll watch them because I'm already way behind. I feel like we should watch along with the show doing Talks Machina. As we watch the Campaign 2 episodes, we will start watching Talks Machina with them. So, Episode 12... Part 2 just ended. We're going to do the live stream Friday. Sunday, when I release part 1 of episode 13, I will also release Talks Machina episode 12. From now on, that's the way we're going to do it, just so Talks Machina doesn't get too far away from me. Because if I keep going without a routine like this, I'm going to get way too far behind and we're never going to catch up. People also said it's not as helpful if I'm watching it 3, 4, 5 weeks later, maybe even more than that. Because at this point, I mean, I come out with 1 episode a week, so episode 2 at this point has come out over 2 months ago. About 2 months ago, we saw episode 2. So totally makes sense. I will fill in the blanks and catch back up on older episodes, and it's just going to be for fun at that point, because we already know what's happening. I do enjoy watching Talks Machina. It is a great time. We have drinks. We see these people banter and make fun of each other and bullshit, and it's a good time. It reminds me of hanging out with my friends, and these are kind of my friends at this point because I hang out with them more than anyone else. I enjoy it, and we will catch up. When I have downtime, I will fill in the gaps. But from here on, we are doing it that way, and also the live streams are starting at 9 p.m. now. We're getting more of a routine going because I'm so into it and the commitment is there. I am going to start having other things become a routine. So Talks Machina Sundays, after we watch the live stream Fridays, I can't do them until that. It keeps me from not being able to jump ahead, but it also allows me to get further ahead on other things. So this is like the one show I'm doing on a weekly basis with a routine where I can't get that far ahead even if I wanted to. Either way, last we saw, he was talking about episode 2. Let's just jump in. I just wanted to fill you guys in on all that. That's all the updates. You guys want to be way ahead, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. Seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. That is where you get the hour-long Patreon exclusive. Each episode has one. Probably going to be other things as well, but there is also dozens of other shows. Check it out, unedited if not. Talks Machina, Campaign 2, Episode 2, the second half.
Marisha and Sam.
Yes. Marisha and Sam.
Everybody but Tal'dorei.
Everybody
but Tal'dorei.
For everyone but Tal'dorei. From The Casual Gamer.
The Casual Gamer. I like that.
I don't know why I said it that way.
The Casual
What drew
Gamer.
you to playing the classes that you picked? Was it a complete 180 from last campaign, or was
Captions.
there a particular skill feat that made you choose?
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like a 180, I guess.
What was that?
You didn't want spells. Do you have spells as a monk?
What kind of reaction was that?
Terrified to lose spells. It wasn't that
I don't know if
spells.
she's joking or drunk or a little of both. I'm sorry if I keep assuming they're drunk, but they act like they are. But they're also actors and
What was the other
comedians in their own right.
I was debating like cleric. I was debating bard. Bard was like a heavy potential for a little bit.
Bard's pretty cool.
I think I already have an idea for the character I'm gonna play if Bo dies.
Oh, when Bo dies.
When Bo dies.
Well, she's...
Did she play Bo with in the thought of having Bo die?
I chose...
She said that
my
like very
character
like
because
I'm pretty sure Bo's gonna die the way I'm playing her.
what my race and class was going to be. But I am excited because my charisma
The whole
is so
Liam thing.
low.
I remember that.
It's a 5, which is the opposite of Scanlan Shorthall.
Yeah, what was it?
I feel like it was too bright.
22 or something,
My God.
something like that. It was a lot.
Your charisma's 5.
22.
That's great.
Yeah, which is really cool and challenging.
Scanlan's was
I
22.
like
I mean,
to do
Scanlan
stuff
was
out of
obviously very
comfort zone.
charismatic, but
And
damn.
you know, Brian, every day of my life I play a high charisma character. So
Yes, you do.
so it's a real
I mean,
big
he's not
stretch.
wrong.
TV's
He isn't wrong, so
voiceover director.
I can't
stars.
fault him.
Yes,
Samuel
just walking
Corrigan,
around. Yeah.
just walking around. Yeah, you are a jovial type. You
A
remind me.
jovial. That's a good way to put
Thank
it.
you.
You remind me of a kid. Yeah.
Yes, this one's only for you. None
Oh
of you
wow!
answer this.
There has to be a way in this
Question
campaign.
for only Sam.
There has to be a way in this campaign to get Caleb to do stand-up comedy.
Oh my God, Taliesin, can
we
we
do
work
that?
that into
Can
the
you do that?
circus thing somehow, or some way
We
we
have
can
to
make-
pimp Caleb into doing stand-up.
I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm into it.
I feel like Caleb will do. I feel like Liam would be down.
Crowd.
Yeah.
I'm totally
What's the
down
thing
for
with
that. We
wagon?
haven't had it done yet. This is
Wagon,
episode
what's that
2.
about?
What's that
Haven't seen
about?
it yet.
Jester and Bo can
gonna
just
move
throw
back. I feel
pastries
like
from
I'm
the
too
back to
close.
give them the
I feel
full
like
experience.
everything's falling apart.
Yeah, just do them a favor.
Someone could throw soap at
Make a
him.
stand-up mechanic. I think that's a really great.
I honestly really would like to see that. I'm trying to think of how it would
Jagger
go down.
3
So
times.
far, we've just been battling and fighting and committing crimes or
I figured.
espionage.
Where did you and Liam get inspiration for the relationship?
At this point, guys, I have just got halfway through episode 12, Midnight Espionage,
Our own
hence
relationship?
the joke, espionage.
I don't know. In our relationship, I'm like a young girl and he's like a,
Yeah.
A homeless man?
a man.
Yeah. Okay.
So we just took that.
Yeah, makes sense.
No, we developed our characters on our own without talking, and then maybe a month before this campaign started, we just started texting back and forth about like, so who are you? What's your deal? And so we might have even met for lunch or something, and just gave a little backstory, and then we just together decided like, okay, well then how did we meet?
Yeah.
And so we came up with that backstory, and we sort of mapped out all their time together. And over the course of just figuring out that story together, we figured out what our
I'm awfully quiet because I
was.
honestly want to know
that you were
most
gonna be
about
doing
them.
your Session 0 game
They're
with
like intriguing to me
We did
because
a few weeks
not
out. Yeah, we knew that it was
it's just
gonna
different.
be,
As a
you know,
goblin
because we had
child,
already sort of decided
or,
like
I don't know what you call it.
we're we're
not
traveling
child.
together. I think Matt had asked us all like way in advance, like, do any of you guys know each other? And me and Liam were like, maybe it would be cool if we knew each other.
Yeah.
So, so we figured that out together. And then actually at the Session 0 thing, we developed it more. And then the first night of the campaign is when it really became fleshed out.
Wow.
Like when a lot of the stuff that we did
Yeah.
just sort of happened naturally.
I just
Like,
remembered
he's
something,
always
guys.
helping Not.
Yeah.
And he's always like passing liquor and stuff. Like
Always
we didn't know
passing-
that before.
Oh,
He
really?
just did that. It's great.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy how much you can prepare, but then when you show up that night,
Yeah.
It all changes.
We don't know shit.
We don't know shit.
Damn thing.
Taliesin, yes, Hummingbird
Yes, hummingbird.
wants to know.
Yes, yes,
What was
hummingbird.
with that look you gave Matt whenever he revealed the information about Molly via Toya while everyone was investigating the carnival?
That was. I believe I actually might have just mouthed the word.
I'm pretty
why?
sure that
Because
is what
I
he
am
did.
Going to see how long I can.
It
do
was a
without
while ago at this point, but I do feel like he did do that.
Any information about my character.
Oh, interesting. You're gonna
And
be him.
And he knows that, and so he did that very intentionally just to fuck with my life. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. God damn it.
That's hilarious.
Like, just get in there and just prod.
I
my-
feel like
my
Taliesin
plans.
A good DM knows.
is very nervous. I feel like
man.
I said this in part
Behind
1
the screen
of
and in-
episode 2. But Taliesin, I mean,
so that
It's all going to come out at some
they've
point.
been
right?
doing
is at
this
some
now
point,
for
but, like,
like
I'm
a full
really- I'm
campaign
genuinely
1 and now
curious
into
how long
campaign
I
2.
can do
I just feel like
Well,
he's
it's only the
very
second
nervous and blushes a lot and
I
shy.
love it.
Not that you're not allowed to be. I just feel like he'd be used to this by now. Like on the actual campaign show, he
All my
seems
cards are on
totally
the
fine.
table. You know everything there is to know about my character.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, right.
What?
Yeah.
There is so much bullshit on
Sure.
this couch
Oh, yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Total
sure.
It's
What
just
a-
covered in bullshit from both
Just a
sides.
deep, deep well that it
Bullshit, bullshit,
drown in.
bullshit.
Marisha, Cthulhu Lego brick.
Okay.
No. That's a good one.
Cthulhu Lego brick.
Put it up.
Yeah.
Cthulhu
Bo made
Lego
a
brick. I
profound
love
point
it.
that the lack of clues can be a clue of their own. When did you realize that Inan was a random victim rather than the source of the zombie problem, and what clued you in?
Oh, well, after the rest of the group kind of hazed me for saying that. Yeah, thank you for noticing that I was
Uh,
smart.
Yes, Cthulhu, Lego brick. Thank you.
Cthulhu.
Undercover
Yes, Cthulhu Lego
well,
brick.
No, I think I kind
We
of
are very
pulled from a
pleased
small, like,
that you thought
okay,
so.
I grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
I mean, he is right, though. Or
This
she,
is a true
whatever. I
story.
mean, what is a
We only
Cthulhu
tell
Lego
those on the
brick?
show.
Who knows?
I was investigated by the police.
I got drunk once in high school at a
Once?
party.
Once.
This one time.
Okay.
This one time when
Just
I
once.
was drunk at a party, and I might have gotten belligerent and puked, and stories spread. And by the time I had I crashed at the house, woke up, drove home. In that time from the party to me driving home in the morning, my mom had already found out because some person's parent told another parent told my mother. And that's how small towns work,
Yes.
y'all.
Yeah.
So, like, it's one of those things where if it's in
I feel like
the
Marisha
town,
tells
even if
very
it's
long
still
stories, and
someone being secretive,
I don't even remember where we
someone's
started.
finding out
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So it's like after investigating the entire town, not figuring out that no one in the town knew anything means that, like, it's got to be related to the circus.
Interesting. Okay. So bringing that small town knowledge.
God, you get to be the Percy now. This is so nice. I don't have to be the smart one
true.
anymore. I'm so tired of it.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
correct.
Have any
It was a very roundabout
Well,
way.
just
I'm
to
not
get,
making
like,
fun of her. Bo's my favorite. I'm
watch,
just thinking, like, holy crap. I mean, that was a
vibes of
lot.
Last campaign
I literally forgot where we even started.
Speaking of that,
Look at Sam looks.
there
He's
is
going to
a
cry. Why
question
Sam
here
look
that
so
I'm gonna
upset?
ask. We're gonna go to 20 Lashif. For everyone, this is from
20
Pendulum
Lashif?
52.
What is that
So
from?
far, we've
Lashif.
seen Molly try to take shots.
That's from
at
a movie. I
Andy,
love
not
Lashif.
refer to herself as a
Lashif.
gnome, and Fjord's grog impression. What other Vox Machina habits are you finding it hard to break?
Travis called me Percy.
He did?
He did.
Yeah.
Before the episode.
Before the episode started, he was like, "Hey Percy, do you have the Taliesin? Do you?" Oh,
You son of a bitch.
Is there any other habits that you're finding it really hard to break, or stuff that you accidentally, like, are you going?
I mean, keeping accents is pretty hard. There's a lot of.
I would
there's a lot of
imagine
accents flying
slipping
around
on
the table.
accents would
Especially
happen
when
all the
that's been,
time.
like, 8,
Having
9.
been
oh, that's Scottish.
Yeah.
fucking
a character
so
for
bad.
real hard to
3
keep
years
those
plus in campaign one. I mean, you guys have told me it went on for way longer than that, but like
Are there any
in
oral
actual
habits that you find
campaign,
yourself slipping into,
like,
or any...
Yeah. that we could
I
watch.
did like a wave at one point, like last, and I was
Yeah.
like, "That's not. Nope.
That's not a
No.
bone
Nope.
wave.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's dumb. It's Keyleth wave." And then
That's
I think I
Keyleth
said
wave.
it on during the stream at some point. It was like the last game or our first game with Laura, and I was like, "I'm concerned. I've only seen you eat pastries." And I'm like, "Wait, no, I'm not concerned. I don't care.
Yeah.
I gotta remember, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care."
Just write it on your wormwood.
I mean, the good thing is that all you got to worry about is not caring, as opposed to having been a character that doesn't care and having to
I'm
care
trying
about
to
everything.
Not like
I feel like that would be
clever
harder.
my way out of things.
Or I don't
and,
know,
like, trying to
because if
remember
you're
not
always
be
used to
polite all the
butting
time,
in
yeah,
and
definitely, like,
caring, I don't know,
found
that
myself
might be
being very
harder.
polite to NPCs. Wait, no.
yeah.
Let's not do
In
that.
the first episode, didn't you say like I draw my swords in fire
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
like,
And take 2 shots.
take 2 shots at this guy. I'm like, well, like technically you could say I'm like taking you, but like, yeah, no, I'm like, I gotta get all of that out of my head.
It's so funny. I mean,
So deep.
5 years almost of
More than high school.
for you. Not for
More
me.
than high school.
Fuck, dude.
Taliesin, I,
Is he telling the truth?
despite
I don't know.
my-
Brian is so
my
jokey, but
absolute delicacy,
did he take more than 5 years to graduate high school?
Screen name.
It's
but the question
possible.
is for
It's
you, and it comes
possible.
from Pullout
It's
King.
possible. Possible.
He loves
Oh.
pull-out couches.
Here's the thing. There's an underscore after Pullout King. Makes me think of a.
Oh, like that's the pull-out.
I would like to think that that's what this person.
Yes.
Sleeps on a
Taliesin,
pull-out mattress.
this question, let's see if it lives up to the screen name in which it was.
Yeah, I'm
written.
pretty sure
How
it's
does
meant in a
Mollywog feel
disgusting
after
way.
finding out the circus was indeed behind the attack?
The pull-out king.
He's not doing too good with that, and he's not entirely convinced that's true yet.
Yeah.
And I will say, if it was going to be anyone in the circus, it could have been worse.
We're going all the way back to the circus. Now I see why
he's not-
people
he's
are
not sitting well with
saying
it
this is a little
at all,
weird.
'cause
We're literally, I mean, obviously I knew we were here before, but now that they're just continuing to talk about the circus or the carnival,
Yeah.
Not happy.
breaking the
It
boat.
is like, that seems like so long ago at
Kinda
this
like
point.
I'm gonna
Ren-
be
it's
dissecting
probably
this.
kind of similar.
It
to
is
Ren Fair,
interesting
right?
to
Where
go
Ren
back,
Fair,
but
you
it
guys
is going to
all
be
know
good
each
that
other,
we're
you
actually
watch each
going
other's
week
back,
to
we
week
make it
after
work
this.
together.
Yeah,
But
especially
going
in, like,
back
the
for the
smaller groups of
first
people, like, you don't
batch would
necessarily
be
like
interesting
each
because
other
we didn't know
necessarily,
them
but,
yet.
like,
Let's
there's-
be honest. The people at the dunk tank are dicks.
I literally work the dunk tank, you son of a bitch.
Typically, yeah.
Why did I think? I literally just thought of like one of the thousand.
In all, but
literally
I think
the
they're
guy in the dunk
paid
tank.
to
That
be
was
Oh,
one of
were
dicks.
my
you?
jobs. I was.
The
And
guy in the
and
dunk tank
yeah,
is
that
paid to be a
what I
dick.
did.
Skill.
So
No,
wait,
it was.
They
So,
want
like,
to
get to talk
piss you
shit to
off.
people.
I
It was
remember
basically
going down the
it's
shore
like,
all
find
the
the
time,
line, learn to talk
and
shit
their
every now
job
and then,
is to
like, someone
talk
passes
shit,
by,
so
I'm like,
you
I'm gonna be
want
really
to
mean to this
to
person 'cause I don't
aggressively
like
dunk
them.
him.
And, like, I wanna see if
I
can
would
get
see
the
down the
rest of
shore at
the
Wildwood,
person.
people would literally get into like
Talk shit all day and get wet.
screaming
That's
Oh, yeah,
arguments,
no, like,
cursing and yelling,
that
like
was-
literally
oh,
wanted
man,
to
it was-
kill the
yeah,
man.
that stuff was so
And they would
disgusting.
make bank.
Made him
There was a line around the block that wanted to just dunk
yeah,
this
no, there's
guy.
like even if you don't
Why,
like
you
each
guys
other.
didn't ever clean out the tank or change out the water in there?
Gary
Drop a
Morgan owns the tank. I'm not even kidding.
drop a Tide Pod or two in there.
A Tide Pod.
It's exciting.
you say
I don't know if you
drop a Tide Pod.
Drop a
Yeah,
Tide
yeah.
Pod.
Tide
One
Pod
for
and
me,
shake it
one
up.
for the dunk tank. One
This
Oh
was,
my
to be fair,
God.
23 years ago.
My
Can you
goodness.
can you
Marisha.
give me
23 years ago.
insider knowledge? Who were the dicks at the Ren Fair? Like, where did they work?
Honestly, and everyone.
The
who works
Knights.
at the fair is a dick.
Yeah, but who was like the outcasts
But
within
inside,
the
Honestly,
the group of dicks,
everyone
who
that
was the
works at a
dickiest?
Ren Fair is a
man, that's a
dick.
tough call. I mean, like court were pretty.
Who was the Travis
Court?
of the group?
Yeah, the people.
That
who
was
pretended to
probably
be
not
royalty
the
at
ba-
the Ren
the
Fair
greatest
were
comment.
fucking
I guarantee you,
everyone
people
would get so much hate mail.
rioted when
Friends.
Tal'dorei
Oh,
said
they know
that.
it. They know they're
Did they
dicks.
freak out in the
Yeah,
comments
Court's
like,
pretty dick.
excuse
They know
me?
they're dicks.
Yeah, I'll say.
Or do they know
that
they're dicks?
The Scots Guild are pretty dicky.
Does being royalty actually go to their head on like a
I mean,
medal
Brian
or-
might be
literally
more
sitting
right than
there
he thinks.
pretending
Maybe
to
they
be
all know they're
music,
dicks and they just won't get offended by this.
Like small poems and but like not doing it for real. Actually, like pretending to do it while pretending. Like it's so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, I
sure.
love those kids, but Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
of course. Yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, we are all full of wank, but definitely,
But
I was also
Awful of
the
wank.
Military Guild are just a bunch of assholes.
Oh yeah.
I pretend we were better. We were not.
You just jump from one ass. You just jump from assholes.
Asshole
dicks
to asshole.
You just jump from one ass to another.
Whole career of doing that.
Yeah. Oh God, the braiding. The girls at braids. The girls at braids are just weird. God, there's so many.
They're just weird though. That's kind of
Hair
mean.
braiders. Hair braiders are weird.
fuck the girls who braid.
Fuck the girls who
You know exactly
braid.
who you are and what you did.
Yes. If you're watching.
She knows and she's watching.
Oh, she is? Oh, no. Is it my aunt? Marisha.
Is it my aunt? What?
Coin booth.
Oh no, is it my
Oh, the
aunt?
coin booth people.
Man,
I love.
Towson hated everyone at Ren Fair.
Boom! I just occurred to me they're probably watching, so I can actually mock them like.
And
live
then we
on
go,
camera.
well struck, my
Yes, you
lord,
have.
when they do the
Derailed beautifully.
Gramercy.
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 Oh,
Huzzah
man.
for the tipper.
My God.
You know, people get pretty
Well
turned
struck,
up.
my lord.
People get pretty turned up at Ren Fair. I will say no one on the premises is as inebriated as the 8 to 10 to 15 of us.
Oh no, we're
By
the worst.
3 in the afternoon,
It's beautiful.
half of us have been thrown
It's
out.
beautiful.
Travis has ripped his shirt open for some reason. Usually doing the thing, you know.
One of his spews every year. It's like
Laura's in a wheelbarrow.
Russian roulette.
Laura
for
dropped her
Russian
dagger
roulette
into
for who will.
Had to go get it.
Oh
We've
yeah.
talked about this before. It feels like every 3 episodes we derail and talk about Ren Fair.
It's so good though.
Well,
Forgot
it's
about
fine.
the dagger.
My sister usually goes at least like once a year or so. We'll go to a Ren
For
fair.
instance,
I don't know if
Marisha,
it's the
here's
same
one
one.
from
I've
Legend of
never
Pilgrims.
been.
Now,
I've
Sam,
been
you're
to
back from
one,
Legend of
but it was like a very
Sure.
half-assed kind of Ren fair where
Oh,
it was
that
like the
Hilda.
first one
Oh,
they
you're
ever
still
did,
talking
and
about
it was
it.
very
thought
low
her
budget.
Hilda.
So I
No?
consider
No,
that
that
not
was
really
done.
like a legit Ren fair.
Hilda was the assassin.
Nice.
What?
Yes, from Torrance. You don't remember the Legend of Hilda? We'll talk about it afterwards.
'Kay,
We're going to talk about Wednesday Club tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Taliesin said last week, Marisha, that Molly is not a fan of Bo.
Uh-huh.
Is that feeling mutual?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how does it feel?
But
to
is
have
it
that
mutual
change in
because
attitude from person
Molly's
to
not a fan of Bo?
friendship?
It's fun.
I've been waiting to hate you for so long.
You suck balls.
Fuck it. Why do you guys hate each other?
Yeah.
She's pompous.
He's a grifter.
That's
She's so full of herself and has so many opinions about how like it's like just like it's just like
He takes advantage of people who are clearly gullible.
she obviously cares about nothing.
and he obviously
guys are making me
has a third
But
thing.
see, all of her reasons are because he affects others. Even though
You're
her
obviously
mood and her
shifting
attitude
behind
could
it.
affect
That's
you
correct.
emotionally,
It's
you
really
have the right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
definitely.
being a grifter and a scam
likes-
artist and manipulating people is way worse than Bo being pompous and
Brian.
not caring about other people and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of the same, but
How much
I feel like
time
it's more
did you
magnified
spend
with Molly.
Making up names for the various cons Caleb and Nod have run together since they met.
Yeah, dude.
You had like the Cleveland Steamroller. You had the Alabama Hot Dog.
Nope.
You had the Siskel and Ebert.
Sure.
The Rotten Pole Vault.
Yes.
What?
Whoa.
Simon and Schuster.
How much
Yeah.
time did
It's a
you and
good
Liam
Ricky's
spend
Bell.
making up names for
Do you
various?
know about the?
I read it right, but I'm like,
I lived there.
Oh,
I don't
Nick
feel like
Reed
they're
and
doing.
Roy.
He did Mother's Love recently. There's nothing like too insanely hilarious. Most of it just makes sense.
We have a shared Google Doc with our cons, and it's not all cons too. It's just little tricks and stuff that we've worked out, little two-man plays, sort of a thing. But we maybe we'll get to use some of them.
Mother's
I don't know.
Love
We
just
assumed
happened
that
in
if we were
episode
spending all this
12.
time
We're
together,
not
we
pretended
weren't
she
very
was a
powerful. We
baby.
would need to work on our
And
cunning
Caleb-
strategy to do things together.
I mean, it
So
didn't
we
work too well.
Came up with some cons and some quick little
Yeah.
strategies that we can do, and I think we have like 12 of them.
What happens when he says a code name and you think it's a con with a different code name, and you guys?
I mean, we've seen other ones. We've definitely seen other
haven't
ones. I
printed
just
them out.
can't
They're
think
in
of them
my
off the top of my
little
head right
folder,
now.
so I'll flip
Mother's
to it.
Love was the most
Fucking
recent.
course you did.
Yep. Yep.
Did you like watch a bunch of grifter movies for this? Like some
I
Ocean's
should.
11 or some like Leverage?
The Sting.
I would recommend the movie
Yeah,
called
I
The
should. I
Grifter.
should. Anybody who wants to send me
The Sting is one of my favorite.
Because, yeah.
The Sting,
I find
I
that
saw that when I was
things
young. I rewatch it all the time. Sting is a great movie. So much conning going on in that movie. The entire movie is con artists,
So,
conning
but you-
constantly.
With Bo, I'm not used to being like,
bad.
like I don't know the petty crime, and I need to learn
Yeah.
how to be a petty. Like I know my brand of petty crime, but I don't know Bo's brand of
Maybe
petty
we
crime.
should all go to Costco and rob it. Just like see how much stuff we can get.
Okay.
See how far we can get.
Oh my
This is the
god.
first question here. Why
as we go.
Costco?
Well, it's got a lot of different options.
Big doors.
I've got-
Big.
But-
I've
Big
got
doors.
membership so I can get us in.
Sure.
We got a man on the inside.
I got it. We got an inside man.
It's so big there, it's impossible to steal.
Sam Riegel thing to say about petty crime. I've got a member.
Costco's probably the last place you want to rob.
Everything
They
there is
have so
oversized.
much surveillance.
Right,
There's a
that would be
person
hard.
guarding the
Very
door.
hard.
They check your
Oh,
receipt when you leave.
Okay.
I am a
Yeah,
member of
oh, yeah.
Costco. They have members there all the time. Front door, side door, multiple people checking your receipts and your cards when you walk in. Worst place to
Matt,
bad
we
idea.
stole you a
You go to
bunch
the
of
mom and pop
terrain.
grocery store or something.
Okay.
You go to like a
I
mom and
have
pop
to stay home,
convenience
unfortunately,
store.
because of my
That's where you
record.
go.
But I'm with you guys.
Big is
Hobby
worse.
Lobbies and Costco's?
Yes.
You could be our baby driver.
I was banned from
Our baby
Target
driver.
until I was 18. I
Really?
got banned about 15 years old from Target till I was 18. I couldn't go into any Target.
I had a lot of friends who were
I-
blacklisted. I forget what it's called. There's an actual name for it. That were blacklisted from Best Buy because they were stealing so much from Best Buy. Well, they accumulated so much,
incredible.
and they were employees. They were
And
letting people
they
steal it.
grabbed
That's
us
why it
outside the
accumulated.
thing because we had a guy
And they were
who was
literally on a
like,
list, and they weren't allowed to even enter the building.
Go ahead, you know. And we're like, shut the fuck up, man. We've been doing this for 10 years. Like, shut up. We peeled the thing off. We did the whole stuff. Statute of limitations. I can say this now.
Hey, I've done
Walk out,
stuff.
they grab us, whatever. And I remember we're in this tiny, tiny office where they have all the cameras and shit. And the guy is just like, I got him. You know, he's just.
I've
like,
told you guys
soda,
scams
know,
we
he's
used to
just
do.
like,
I used to work
"Oh,
at
I'm
drug
gonna
fair
beat my
stuff.
wife
People
tonight."
I know back in the day used to come up with brilliant
Yes, we were
scams,
sitting on
and
the
we would
floor, you
make
know, we're-
more
we're
money
being
than I
high
probably
schooler,
make
and
now.
he
No, I'm
asks
just
me,
joking.
like,
Not that
What
much.
does your dad do? And I'm like, he's a minister. And then they ask Jeremy, my buddy, and they go, what does your dad do? And he's like, he's a minister. And the guy goes, you're like the 10th pastor's kids this week that I've caught stealing.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, We're pretty bad people, in case you didn't notice.
Amazing.
10th
Yeah.
best.
All the
Wild Things, really, that is the most basic bro shit I've ever heard.
They didn't let me keep it.
I-
They didn't let me keep it.
They should have. That would have been a fitting punishment.
Well, we know what the audience is getting you for your birthday, Brian.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Slew
he
of
might
Wild
have started
Things,
something.
Wait.
Wild
Marisha.
Things.
Yes.
Kyle
Wild
with an
Things
N
was
here.
a movie.
Now,
I've seen it
Wait.
several
we
times.
dissected
Nev Campbell,
this screen name
Matt
to say
Dillon.
that it means
Who's the other girl?
Nile.
Yeah, Niall.
What's her name?
Or
Not
I can't think of the. I can't. The one
Kyle with
that
an
married
N.
Kylan?
I
Charlie
think it's
Sheen.
Niall because it's Kyle but with an N.
I went to
Richards.
Niall.
Niall.
That's
Right?
yeah, or Kine.
Well, how's
no,
it
let's-
spelled? Throw it up, Chief. Throw it
Put
up.
it up there.
It's
Put it up
spelled
there.
Kyle with an N.
Kyle.
It is. Wow.
Ki-
Wait,
oh,
no,
it's
that's not
actually
with,
called
that's-
Kyle with
with
an N.
YH.
With
Kyle
an N.
Wihin.
Wait.
Kyle with.
No,
Oh,
it's
is she
Kyle with
That's a
an
typo.
N.
It's Kyle with
With
an N.
NN.
How
Kyle
much time have we
with
wasted?
an N.
Or
Kyle with
Additionally,
an
Niall.
N. That is, oh my God, that's like
I'm
so
going Niall.
bizarre.
My vote is Niall. Kyle with an N. You tell us.
Kyle
Tweet
with
us,
an
Kyle, what
N.
it is.
Kyle
Tweet us, not
with an
Kyle.
N. Oh my God, that's
We-
so
we
interesting
definitely know
how he
it's
did
not
that.
Kyle.
You win for name of the day, sir.
Traditionally, a
Kyle
month's
with an
alignment is
N.
dictated by their commitment to the law or a
Because there's no
personal code of
T.
honor.
With.
How would you
With.
describe her personal philosophy?
Oh wow, that's a deep and loaded question that I feel like we're gonna have to have an entire campaign to.
I was going to say, you probably can't really talk about a lot of that
know.
without
She's
spoiling things.
22 and 23 and is suddenly a monk for reasons. That
Suddenly
once,
a monk.
Suddenly a
Suddenly
monk. That's a movie. Suddenly Susan.
I mean,
Madonna.
like you gotta dissect it a little bit. A
Sure,
monk
sure.
is someone who's gonna like train.
I
and
like that
find
that's a
moral
dyke.
code and
I'm like,
philosophy
dyke.
for a while. Clearly, Beauregard hasn't quite found that yet. So
Some kind of monk funk.
I think that's gonna be that'll be part of her journey.
This is exciting.
This is exciting.
I'm interested in your backstory.
Yeah, you guys
Thank
didn't ask
you.
very good questions this
No.
past game, finding anything out.
Everybody's still getting their footing.
So new.
So
Once
green.
again, we're so.
I feel like it might be ending soon, but I'm not
I
sure.
mean, our first few games at home were a nightmare.
I forget if
Outside
there's
of the
another
fact that Will
giveaway.
was There, but just some of the, we just didn't know what we were doing. The first people that were like, "Hello,
the
gents,"
cat
I was
is
like,
banging.
"I cast." Again, like, no, wait a minute. I'm like, but I got this thing that says I can fucking throw an orb of shit in his face. And he's
Goo!
like,
It sounded like
"Not
he did
this
that.
guy. He's just asking if he wants something to drink. Sam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lee 574. I know what time it is, Max.
I think this is the last
Lee
one.
574
Or maybe there's two,
says,
because he
"How
didn't
does
say
it
last
feel
question.
Now sitting next to the Queen of Dice.
I love
You
it.
know,
You brought it up a few times before game.
Laura's dice thing. it's
Oh,
always
Laura
been
Bailey
fun
in
to
the
look
actual
at.
campaign. I'm like,
But now I have
Marisha?
to experience it in living color right there in front of me, and it is.
It's a nightmare.
It is. There's medically something wrong with her.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like we should tweet out the picture.
I've subliminally pushed
Is
her to,
she?
like, make sure
I know
the
you
dice
guys have
float
talked about
right,
this
by the way.
before.
Liam took
But
the
is it-
cover of that picture when we got it out? Taliesin
Because
and I
she
got
just
it out,
has
our
so many.
cabinet.
You
We
guys
have,
told me
like,
she gets like a
critical
different
role
set
cabinet,
all the time.
like a locker.
But does she also
and we
have
got it
like
out, and there was one half
routines,
of
like
a
certain
shelf that we
dice are only rolled
organized.
on
It was
certain
all
days? Is
dice
it like
bags and dice
sick
of
medically
Laura.
like
Just
that?
so
Or
many
just
dice.
so much dice?
Took up half a shelf.
she's.
I think it's just so
she's
much dice.
Crazy.
That's
She's
what
a
they just said.
hoarder.
She's a
And
hoarder
she
of
has all these
dice.
rules.
I was
asking her,
listening
like,
to what they were
"Which
saying,
dice- how do
and they
you
were kind
know
of
which
explaining what I
dice to
said.
choose
But I
for the
also am
night?"
wondering
She's
if,
like,
if
"I
she's
roll
good at
them.
rolling.
Get here early, I roll them.
does.
And I'm like, oh, so it's the ones that roll well you choose? And she's like, well, it's those, but also the ones I like. It's just
So she has routines and everything. I didn't honestly think they'd get that in depth about it, but they literally
stopped voice acting.
just went into full detail.
Yes, yeah.
Very good description. So she's crazy. She's got thousands of dice.
Okay, we only have time.
She
for two
rolls
more.
them.
Taliesin.
Yeah.
Two questions left.
Yeah.
From Ben Thompson. Do you
Ben.
have any idea that the devil toad was really a fiend?
Nope. None at all.
Ah.
I would. Yeah,
That's a
that
good
came as
question.
a total shock. I'm still kind of reeling from it.
I thought Molly might have
It's
had
just a
more of an
dude with
idea.
Some problems.
Thought he was just a.
I like see. I don't know what
Out
Molly
of
really
love.
knows because a lot of things could still be private. A lot of things could be secretive, especially with Molly. Molly is the only one of the group who didn't come with someone else besides Yasha, and Yasha is barely ever seen.
Highly of the acceptance of the circus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, they
Yeah.
deal with each other. Yeah, he's got a thing. His thing sells tickets. So it was like, whatever, man. It's cool.
He's got a
I think those
thing.
tickets too.
Yes,
My things. I knew he was gonna go there.
Guys,
He has a
final
thing
question.
that sells tickets. That sounds great. Final question, guys.
Ashley, if you're still watching, I apologize. Our final question is from,
I apologize because he said I have a thing that sells
Yeldarian.
tickets.
and this is for everyone but me.
Oh.
Great.
Is this experience we are witnessing a good representation of your last campaign's beginnings? Are there big differences, and if so, what are they?
That is.
This one's televised.
That's a big difference.
That's a big.
Yeah, I mean, we
Only
did
ex-
some bullshitty fuck offy things.
There was some bullshitty fuck offy. That
Remember,
whole.
one of my favorite moments with Grog was pre-stream when me and Grog intimidated a vendor, like a kiosk, from another kiosk. And that was when he actually named me Minxie.
Was
He
that-
was in my tiger form.
Was that on during the first Winter's Crest thing? Or was
That is a very odd question.
Yeah, we
I
did
mean,
some,
it's
like,
a good question, but I feel like it's
silly,
complicated and
dumb
hard to
local-
answer.
I remember the
stuff.
the creepy house with the torture chamber in the basement was like very like I felt like we were just kind of like, hey, we didn't fall in a pit. That's cool. There's a lot of that.
I think story-wise, it's similar. Like we're figuring out our characters as we go, and kind of figuring out what we do and how we fit into this group.
I was gonna say you got to
One of the
also
big
figure out how
differences
you
is
fit in with the
I
other
knew you
people.
all, but when we first started playing, we weren't. We were acquaintances and friends, but now, if I may, we're best friends now. All
How
of us are
sweet.
we're the best of friends, or very close anyway.
What's
And
that like?
The best of friends.
I drunk
Sam's
texted
like, should I not?
You
did?
We had a long drunk texting.
Was this
back
was
and
this
forth.
from the club?
She was bored at a party.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, should I not say that? Because
Probably not.
Oh, sorry.
It's the thing you try. Yeah, no, never mind.
It was not the
Glad I
party
didn't
that
show
you're
up for that.
thinking
It's
of.
not the
friend of
party
Marisha's
that
watching
yeah,
right
she
now.
was at with you
It
guys
was a
the other
different
night.
party.
No, this was
How do you know what party it is? You were better off not saying anything.
This was the one at the equestrian center.
How would you ever know what party it
But yeah,
was?
but
There could be a million parties. I go to
we're now
parties all the
exploring
time,
our
or I
characters,
used
but
to.
we
Every
know
day I
each
used to go to a
other.
party.
So that's different because the first time around, we
Just
were
say,
also
oh, it
getting to
wasn't
know
your
each other,
party. No one will
but some
know.
of us were.
Use
Yeah, these are unique relationships.
roll
that
for
whatever.
perception.
It's fascinating. Just
Yeah.
playing D&D all the time with people is very strange.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like it though.
it is good. Yeah, it is good. Sitting at a table with your friends and.
It's like so unintentional, and I don't even know if he was trying to be funny, but he's just like
And
something about
sometimes you
Brian.
have improv that works, sometimes
He's
it doesn't.
got high
Sometimes You
charisma.
have a great plan or an idea and it doesn't. Sometimes you plot out what you're going to do and then you show up and go, oh shit, none of that's going to work. And you have to find yourself being open to the possibilities of the night. And that's the most exciting part, I think.
It's true.
It's a good life lesson.
Sometimes
I'm good at those.
Poor accent commitments.
Everyone.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah, I'm a little jolly on occasion. Yeah.
Well, guys, unfortunately, that's all the time Sam has for tonight.
That's all the time Sam has.
Stick around for whatever the fuck After Dark's gonna be. I would like to hashtag thank my guests, courtesy this week of @DerrickSlith.
What?
It's like
It's like Derek's @DerrickSlith.
Derek Slith.
Derek
I'm assuming I'm taking it as a good place joke,
Derek
and I
Slith.
think it's impressive.
Oh, yeah.
What? Derek
Derek
Slith?
Scam and Green
but
Girl.
Derek.
Hey, that's me.
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Martial arts, yay.
Hey!
And tell us your fortunes.
Oh,
I'm your host, Crying, Where Are You, Yasha?
Oh.
Crying,
That's
where
cute.
are you, Yasha?
Critical Role Campaign 2, Episode 3 airs this Thursday night, live on all the channels Critical Role airs on.
Which is?
Alphas, Twitchies, YouTubies, Crackle.
What?
No.
No.
Apparently, some shit just ends up on this thing called Verve that no one has ever heard of.
What?
too. There's
Okay.
a Verve piece of the action.
I've heard of Verve,
This
but
shit
not
is rolling out
recently.
everywhere. to
Yeah.
all
It must
the
not be
Russian
around anymore or
television.
something.
Yes.
I mean, the funny
Where
thing is,
podcasts are
even like
podcasted
Crackle. I know
at
Crackle's
1
still
week
around,
later.
but I don't
week
hear a
later,
whole lot
yeah.
about
books are
Crackle
flying
anymore.
off the shelf thanks
Yeah.
to Mike Colville.
Off those
digitally.
digital shelves.
Oh my goodness.
My
Until
goodness.
then, next week, my friends, Thursday.
Thursday.
Each other don't.
You're having your aneurysm.
It's happening. Thank God.
Oh
I can get out before I end up looking like.
I'm looking in the background while he's saying goodbye. There is all sorts of cool shit in the Purple Heart
Don't
wood.
forget to love each other.
I want
and
that.
Don't worry. It's almost Thursday. Stay turned, my friends.
Yay!
That is the end of episode 2, Talks Machina. Like I said, starting Sunday. It is now Wednesday. I just finished Campaign 2, Episode 12, Part 2. We're going to do the live stream Friday. Sunday, I will come out with Talks Machina Episode 12 for that past week. And then we're going to fill in the blanks as far as the rest of them. But from there on, that's the way we're going to do it. It'll come out with Part 1 of the next episode, which is Episode 13, Sunday. But we still have Friday live stream, which is, like I said, going to be the longest one yet. 2 hours, 15 minutes of just show. That will be starting 8:30 I post it, 8:45 I'll be on, 9 p.m. Eastern time, my time. It will start the show. 2 hour, 15-minute episode. We will finish out episode 12. As far as these, I mean, there's not really much to say. It did teach me some new things. I wasn't sure. It's possible I forgot because honestly, it was over 2 months ago that we saw the carnival. And this is what people were basically talking about. They're saying if you keep waiting to do Talks Machina, that by the time you catch up to the episodes you're going to forget what it was about. Maybe things in Talks Machina will help you for the next episode. But if you watch it 10 episodes in the past, like right now, we're on episode 12. And I just finished episode 2. We are 10 episodes behind, and I just keep falling more and more behind because I don't really have a routine for it yet. I have episodes on deck ready to watch. I just don't have the time. Like Miranda has already edited up 3, 4, maybe even 5. I just finished 2. So if I know that I'm going to get them out with the episodes, I'll make it a point to make sure like that's out on Sunday because I got to make sure it is for the next episode. Whereas we're so far behind now, it's not like, oh, if I don't get it out on Friday, what's the big deal? It's like we're so far behind. That's how I operate. I need routine and that will work. So we will fill in the gaps. Like I said, when I have free time, I'll go back and watch the other ones. But at that point, it's just going to be for fun like this. I want to be running this like a routine. Like, all right, we got part 1 and then we're watching Talks Machina when we do that. Then I do the Patreon hour and part 2 together, but Patreon only gets that. And then part 2 goes on YouTube. And then we get the live stream that everyone could see. And we're going to continue like this forever until the end of time. I mean, for a good while. Brian is like the best part of Talks Machina. Even though I love everyone else, I'm not saying he's my favorite of all the people. I just love that he's controlling everything for Talks Machina. Him directing it all and constantly making fun of people, but also making fun of himself. Him with the whole, I sell tickets to see my thing, and then he apologizes to his wife, Ashley Johnson. He's great. I love him because he will make fun of himself. And the people that can make fun of themselves and mock themselves are the best people to have around. You can't get mad at them when they make fun of you. I'm curious to see who gets on the next episode. I might jump into episode 3. Miranda already edited it up for me, so maybe I'll jump into that because I have some free time today. I'm curious to see who's on that one. We did get a repeat, but they've been splitting them up. I'm curious if we're going to get one big one where everyone comes on. Miranda already told me that episode 11 was a convention panel. So they didn't do a Talks Machina like this. They did it at a convention type setting with a panel. And she said there was tons of spoilers. And they even commented in the beginning. They said, warning alert, tons of spoilers for campaign 1. So I'm going to avoid that one for now. You guys want to see more of what I do, full on edited episodes of all the shows on the channel, seasons that are what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me if you're seeing it on YouTube. Patreon is where you get the hour-long exclusive for every episode. We're probably going to do other things on there, and we already have dozens of other shows you'll never see on YouTube, all exclusive, full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.